ESG is about making money. My career that I had is not replicable now. From the time I was little, I was always fascinated with politics, always fascinated with government. I always knew what my career path would be. I got very lucky in terms of my timing. Bill Clinton was going to become president, and I was able to work on that campaign to get there. So it was a really exciting time. You had a young, moderate governor from the South.
Charismatic.
Completely charismatic. I always wanted to work in government, but I always knew where I wanted to go. UPS was going to expand into Asia. They needed somebody to build a team in Asia to do all of that government relations work. The most interesting thing that I worked on was getting UPS the right to fly to China. This was the biggest case literally in the history of aviation, and there's been none since. It was a presidential issue. My boss at the time, he said, you're the quarterback on this team. This is the biggest issue the company is facing right now. And obviously we won. And then they said, okay, time for you to go back to Washington. And I'm like, I don't think so. So I said, thanks, but I'm gonna stay. Henry Kravis was coming to Hong Kong, and I was setting up a media roundtable for Henry, who's, this is one of the OGs, right, of private equity. Where KKR had decided that they were going to create public affairs for Asia. And I say, look, I don't know anything about private equity. I barely know anything about financial services. And they said, well, we don't care. So that's how I ended up joining KKR. I'm pretty known in my tiny little narrow circle of being here in Singapore and being an American who's been here for 23 years. I have my own firm and have been doing that for 8 years. I put myself in the right place at the right time. I recognize that. The more unique you are, the more opportunity you get. You've got to take chances. So I would say, bet on